Hello, I'm in P203, Greg Gomes. Uh, Informational presentation 1. Thank you for coming today. So what after college? Are you really prepared for the future? Are there any guarantees? Where are you in your career? I'm Greg Gomes, small business owner, entrepreneur, occupational experience of more than 27 documented occupations, and I'll share with you today on some of the things I've done to help myself prepare for today's variable economy and tomorrow's unpredictable job prospects. Some of my early and recent jobs, what I've done as far as using them to as a trial and error basis to extrapolate how and if I like that position, create an opportunity for myself, and hopefully you can get from that something that you can use with your career plans, so that you're prepared for the future as well, and perhaps even find something that you like and earn a living from that as well. Early career, why, what, how? We all started out basically emulating, setting out there what the world expects of you. Perhaps a sports figure, you were influenced by someone in your family, what the ideal dream job was, and you got there and life happens. Economic shifts, 9/11, you have no control over those things. You can only go by what everyone tells you that was okay to deal with or to go with, and here you are. The United States recently has shifted from the #1 dominant world player into a lower slot. So what does that mean for you? What does that do to your college plans now that you've invested all this time and money and energy into it already? Where are you at? The best thing you can do or for defense against that is basically having yourself prepared. But are you? Are you ready to choose alternatives? Are you ready to work somewhere else? Maybe move to another country? Military, foreign service. These things you should give them some thought by now, based on the economy and how that may affect you, your next paycheck, your next mortgage payment. So how is work anyway? All of us have what we have in mind for a dream job, but it will actually turn out to be that. How do you really want that, or you like it? Except for getting in there, trying it, and then you've got family commitment, bills you can't change. So what does that mean for you and your family? How does that affect you, affect your future? Basically, it all starts with the brutal self-assessment of yourself, your abilities, where you're at, where do you go from here? Are you up, down? Where you are and where you want to be, basically. One door closes, find a side door or open the window. Create an opportunity for yourself. Now, basically, what I'm talking about here is that, you could have been in jobs before where I had to leave, I got sick, there was a conflict of interest, there was ethical issues, you had to move on, but in doing so, you still earned something at that job. Basically, you would have created a network or have some experience, something you could use. There's always a way through that barrier, around, through, under, over, to get to where you want to be specifically. For instance, do you have one of these? A passport, ready to go? Basic documents, but you'd be amazed at how much people don't actually have one or wait until they think they want to travel to get one of those. And based on today's economy, you may very well be offered a position overseas, or there may be opportunities there that you didn't necessarily think of or can't take advantage of because you weren't prepared. Strengths and weaknesses. Basically, this is a self-assessment of knowing where you are, what will work for you, because you don't necessarily, not because you want or desire or like something, mean you're any good at it. You might, it may not be a good fit for you. Basically, at some point in your mid-career, you should pretty much know where you're at, where you want to be, and exactly how to get there. And you too could be up there like me, smiling like an idiot because you've been invited to the table, or you got a $1 million contract, or the potential anyway, one of these guys. Sometimes your previous careers too, you can get some cool things like award for working on one of the new innovative aircraft out there. In any event, it all depends on how open you were to this before you got to that position, and not being in a state of shock or surprise. Plan, execute, and create backup, repeat. Preparation for tomorrow requires having multiple skill set and entrepreneurial acumen. Okay, basically what I'm talking about here is that sometimes you may fail to take advantage of opportunities because you didn't recognize it, you weren't prepared. Having backups. This is a aircraft mechanics license, based on my experience in the military, commercial truck driver's license, Siemens and TWIC card, transportation worker. So basically you can get a job anywhere in the world with one of these guys here. This is a backup, not that you have a desire to do that or anything of the sort, but perhaps doing an extra course while you're at Malone, getting a nursing certification, a nurse's aid, one of those things. So in the event that something comes up, you have something else to fall back on. Backup is key. Quotes to ponder. The Department of Labor, Entrepreneurial U.S. Economy, basically there's so much facilities and finance and all kinds of things available out there. There's no excuse now to grow and start your own business if you have an idea. You can do it while you're right there in college. Inc.com supports small business U.S. Small business drive the U.S. recovery, and this was a quote from the SBA. The SBA is a bottomless pit of information as far as ideas, what you can do with your experience, how you can sell it. Think global, overseas, not just where you're at, another state. The best way to predict the future is to invent it. I want you to keep that in mind because basically you are the only one that's responsible for your future success and your families. So in conclusion, basically I've discussed how I've utilized my early jobs, my early occupations as a trial and error basis to get a first-hand feel of what I like and what the heck I want to do, and extrapolate a befitting opportunity for myself. I illustrated out sober self-assessment of where you are and what your strengths and weaknesses are, and use that to motivate future career choices, and the importance of planning, having backups in mind, having that extra certification for something else. I mean, even a truck driver's license, that could come in handy at some point. You'll never know, but you need to have all these things in place before you actually need it. And this is my reference page. Based on some of the things I talked to you, you can get on there and see what you'd like in the future. Thank you for coming. Again, this is Greg Gomes. Are there any questions?